them, because today so many grandparents, kids are scattered all over. So we are very close. And I have a great deal of love for all of them and no animosity. Because my Harriet once said to me at one time, you know, not to show partiality, I don't. Each and every one of them, and I think they're all beautiful, they're all great, and we love them dearly.
Let's go through them by name. Who was first?
The first one born was Marcy. Now Marcy's graduating May 20th.
Okay, how old is she?
Yeah. Marcy was 21 in December.
Uh-huh.
And she's graduating from Hamilton.
Now, who was married first? Where?
Harriet was married first.
Okay.
But Marty had a child before her. Then came Larry.
Okay.
Right?
Helen was married in 1964.
After Larry, then she had Leslie. After Leslie came Charlene. And then Laurie was born, and then Alan. He's our youngest.
Uh-huh.
He's 15. We have enjoyed all these children, have been bat mitzvahed, bar mitzvahed, have studied 8 years the Hebrew language, and I'm very proud of them. Because when we go to synagogue and they can read and know what they're talking about, I'm very pleased. When I was growing up, of course, perhaps if my father had a son, perhaps it would have been different. But Mother said, girl, dancing school, the piano, that was it. We didn't learn Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
So when I listen to them and my children, I'm very proud of all of them.
Let's go back to your first grandchild again. That's Marcy?
Marcy.
Okay, tell us a little, just
Marcy
what
is a
sticks out in your
math
mind?
major.
A math major.
A math major. Marcy went 4 years to Berkshire.
Uh-huh.
She went to independent day school for 2 years, or was it 3 years? 3 years.
3 years.
Is there anything special that you remember about her as a kid, just like an anecdote
About her as...
that sticks out in your mind? It's okay, Marcy.
It's very difficult. I had him here all the time. I had the crib in the bedroom, I had the high chair. I had all the equipment for the children.
They were all wonderful.
And each and every one in their own way. I mean, it was just so wonderful. So they could do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my Marty always said.
So they like to
I
come
always
here?
understood. A mother understands. But I really can't say. What about Marcy?
They were all marvelous in their own way.
Oh, she and Leslie, right. They took dancing lessons. We went to, that was Leslie as a little girl, too.
Uh-huh.
And when they performed, that was the greatest. 3 or 4 changes in costume, you know. That was beautiful.
Okay, so who?
And every function, whatever play they were in at school, we attended everything. And we still do.
Who was next, Larry?
Then Larry came, right.
Okay, anything that sticks out in your mind from Larry when he was a kid? I'm kind of putting you on the spot because you realize they're going to be watching this saying, now come on, you remember the...
Yeah, what can I remember about Larry?
Blue eyes and beautiful.
A beautiful boy, right, and crossed the river. The river was flooded at all times. When they'd come across to Middletown at this time of the year, spring, and the water was that high, the road was closed.
Yeah.
And that's what we remember. The river was flooded.
River?
That's what he said, the river was flooded.
Who was next?
And then Leslie came.
What do you remember about Leslie?
Leslie,
Leslie was Leslie. Beautiful. Beautiful long black hair.
beautiful child, yeah. I don't know, we always enjoyed, I don't, what can I remember about Leslie? They were good. They loved to stay overnight with us.
Uh-huh.
Remember growing up, we had taken Marcy and Leslie with us a weekend to the mountains, and they were wonderful. We couldn't get in the bathroom because they were so busy with the showers and the hair dryers. You came up from the pool, again the showers, and the hair dryers. And we had taken even Larry and Charlene for weekends. We used to love to do that
Okay, so
with the kids. When they had no school or...
who was next after that?
Then Charlene came. And Charlene, I idolized all of them, but she's so good and so sweet.
Charlene is the only one that looks like her grandmother.
I don't know, but
who was next after Charlie?
Would you believe, you know what my daughter said? Now, they were up last weekend, and she said they took a few things home from the kids, you know, so it'll be easier for them. Guess what Charlene has on her bureau in the room? Our wedding picture.
Is that right?
Hey, what kid would have that, right? And her graduation picture standing with her grandpa. Very close, very warm. Very lovable, Charlene, very warm. Hugging and kissing. They were all that way.
Who was next?
And then Lori followed. Lori went Independent Day School, right? Graduated
Very
there.
bright.
Very bright, honest student. In fact, I think they're all honest
Matter of
students.
fact, her name was in the paper just today that she made the honor roll.
Right. A lovely girl, too.
And then who's next after that? That's the...
After that was Alan. And Alan is the type of boy, whenever I talk to these kids, when they were home practically every night, and he has yet to speak to me without saying, "Good night, Grandma, I love you." And that fills my heart.
Very much involved in sports, Alan.
Yes, and right now, he's playing trumpet. He'll play for the Middletown High School. There's a concert coming up in
Plays
June.
baseball, plays tennis.
Tennis,
Very
right.
involved, very
In fact, all the girls are very athletic. Now, Charlene, too, remember how many miles did she run?
She was on the track team.
Right?
She also played soccer.
And Lori plays soccer. Marcy played soccer.
Larry played with the soccer, and Larry's excellent in golf.
And they are the joy of our lives, the greatest.
Well, I can tell. Well, that's neat. I'm sure they'll remember those things that you said.
I hope
Okay,
so.
we're nearing the end of our tape, so what I'd like you to do is give us a little advice. I'd like you had 50 years of marriage. There has to be some advice tied to those 50 years. Now, Helen, you can go first, but be brief now.
Well, what can I say? I have a wonderful husband. He's been very good to me, very good to the children. We talk. We don't fight. Our years together have been just wonderful. Now that is the truth. I'm a very easy person to get along with. If he's been a little difficult at times, well, I straighten that out. But it's been a good life. He's been good to me. It's given me everything I wanted. I have nothing to ask for that he wouldn't do.
My kids, I hope they're paying attention to what's going on.
Wait a minute.
You notice I can never get a word in.
And I'm not a demanding wife.
I don't want to say she's got diarrhea with her mouth, but if
That's not nice.
all you do is
Don't say that.
listen to her, and whatever she says goes.
I have
That's
taken
why
care
we've
of
lasted
him
50 years.
as I would take care of a child, and he knows that.
Did you guys ever fight? You ever raise your voices to each other?
Not since yesterday.
No, be truthful. Be truthful.
We're both very fortunate, seriously. We've had a wonderful, wonderful marriage. We listen to one another, we discuss things together, and we've had no problems. And if we do have a small problem, we get rid of it.
There's a great deal of love between us, and understanding.
Okay, what about, so that's you managed to survive for 50 years with
I hope my grandchildren and my children do as well. We did.
Right, I hope they marry and live as happily as we have.
If you were to give them just a few words of advice about raising their own children, not just talking about, obviously, I don't know if you give your own kids advice about raising the grandkids, but if you were to give the grandkids some advice about raising their children when they had children, what would it be?
They don't want advice to begin with.
They won't listen. Well,
They don't want advice.
it's a different time. It's a different world.
They got to pray every day that their kids go straight, period, today, because
They're away in college. College isn't the same. I hope and pray with the situation, with the drugs, with the alcohol, and what have you. whenever I talk to them, and not only, as I say, when you're in the car with the seat belts, but don't accept a drink. Don't take anything from anybody. You want to buy it, just to take care, to be careful.
We pray that they're not influenced by bad
I just
people,
hope and
period.
pray
Yeah.
as they grow.
We love them all dearly. And I'm sure they know that.
And we hope in this time, I mean, that they listen to what we've had to say to them growing up. It's a very hard time. And the alcohol, I disapprove, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly of parents who supply it for the kids at their parties. And I know Marcy worked at the Cape 2 summers ago. She didn't know what a beer is. But I guess all the kids do that. I don't know, because we have never touched liquor growing up. We had wine at Passover. So we kids got a little high and a little wine. That was it. But that's as far as I know about liquor.
So to our children and grandchildren, when they look at this VCR many years from now, remember we loved you very, very, very dearly.
Each and every one of them has filled a place in my heart. You know, the rabbi performed another ceremony for us. He renewed our vows. These children were standing under the canopy, the 4 of them and 1 on either side of us. We showed it last night, and somehow or other, I was touched then at the party. But last night I cried. As I said, that was the most beautiful thing that I lived to see.
That over
that could happen to us.
Beautiful.
Wait, I don't know if I mentioned
That's
it.
good.
But I thought that was so beautiful to have my kids here. And as Marty said when he toasted to us, he said, I never thought I'd be at my parents' wedding. That was it.
That's
But
right.
it was just beautiful.
Okay, we have a couple minutes just for any parting comments that you want to make. You don't have to.
We
You can direct them at any way.
that we can share many, many years together. What else do you have to say?
Thank you for allowing me to talk.
It's been a good life, and we hope, dear God, to keep us well and enjoy many more years together. Now say what you want.
Thank you very much.
I've said it all.
I hope you all studied this and really learned something out of it. Just let her do the talking and
No.
shake your head.
No,
But
you
to my
are the
kids,
boss.
I
You
wish,
are the boss.
I wish my children well, I wish my grandchildren well, and I hope they have a good life.
Okay.
Right. But you are the boss. You've always been the boss.
On that, we're going to close. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye for now.